Most people wake up and do the same thing. They eat something light, maybe just coffee, maybe a banana, maybe nothing at all. And then around noon, they wonder why they can't seem to lose the weight they've been trying to lose for months. Here's the thing. That morning window, the 2 hours after you wake up, is the most metabolically powerful window in your entire day. And most people completely waste it today. We're going to fix that with one of the cheapest, most available foods on the planet. And what you're about to learn has almost nothing to do with calories. It has everything to do with signals, because your body doesn't respond to food the way most people think it does. It doesn't simply receive energy and distribute it evenly. It reads what you eat like a message, and depending on what that message says, it either opens the door to your fat stores or locks them completely shut. Most people, without knowing it, are sending the wrong message every single morning. Let's start with a question most nutrition experts won't ask you. When you eat breakfast, what is your body's most urgent biological priority? Not weight loss, not energy, not even digestion. Your body's first priority when you wake up is to figure out whether you are in abundance or in scarcity. Whether it's safe to burn or necessary to store, this decision is made in minutes. And it is made almost entirely based on what you put in your mouth first. When the first thing your body detects is sugar, refined starch, even something as innocent as orange juice or whole wheat toast, it receives one clear message. Glucose is flooding in. Burn this glucose immediately. Store everything else. Fat burning doesn't just slow down in that moment. It stops. Your body shifts into a holding pattern and waits. It processes the incoming sugar first, because sugar that isn't used quickly becomes toxic in your bloodstream. Fat storage becomes a protective mechanism, not a failure. And depending on how much carbohydrate you consumed, that holding pattern can last for 2 to 4 hours. Every morning, before you even get to work. Now, here's what changes when you start your day with 3 whole eggs instead. Eggs contain something most people have genuinely never thought about. They are not just a protein source. They are, biologically speaking, one of the most complete nutritional structures that exists in nature. Everything required to build an entirely new organism is packed inside one shell. When you eat an egg, you are consuming a biological blueprint, not just a macro. Blueprint is the one most people have been throwing away for years. The yolk. Here's something worth understanding. Your liver has a job that never stops, day or night. It receives fat, processes it, and packages it into transport structures that carry it through the bloodstream to be burned in your muscles. Think of it like a shipping warehouse. Fat arrives constantly, but it cannot simply leave. It has to be loaded onto specific transport carriers first. Those carriers require a raw material your body cannot easily manufacture on its own. It has to come from food. And egg yolks are one of the only foods in the world that contain this compound in meaningful, usable amounts. Without it, fat doesn't get shipped out. It backs up. It accumulates. The warehouse gets congested. And once that happens, fat metabolism across your entire body begins to slow, not just in your liver, but everywhere. Your cells become less responsive to signals. Your energy production drops. The scale stops moving even when you try. 1 egg at breakfast doesn't deliver enough. 2 eggs is still short. 3 eggs eaten whole, with the yolk completely intact, is where this changes. But quantity isn't the only variable. The other half of this is how you cook them. Most people crack 3 eggs into a hot pan, crank the heat, and scramble them until they're done in 3 minutes. Nothing wrong with that, right? Wrong. And this is the part almost no one talks about. Egg yolks contain fragile biological compounds. Compounds that, when exposed to high heat, go through a chemical transformation. They don't disappear. They change form. And the form they change into is something your body actually recognizes as a mild threat when your immune system encounters. Oxidized lipids, which is exactly what an overcooked egg yolk becomes. It treats them like an early warning signal. It triggers a low-grade inflammatory response. And one of the key hormones involved in that response is cortisol. Here's why that matters. Cortisol is your body's primary stress hormone. Most people know it for anxiety and sleeplessness. But cortisol has a metabolic function too. When cortisol rises, your body prioritizes energy storage. It pulls glucose out of your muscles, dumps it into your bloodstream, and signals your fat cells to hold on tighter. You are biologically in survival mode, and you didn't even realize breakfast put you there. The difference between a runny, lightly cooked yolk and a dry, overcooked one isn't just texture. It's two different biological outcomes: soft-boiled, poached, low and slow scrambled. These methods preserve what's in the yolk. This isn't about food aesthetics. It's about chemistry. There is also a third variable here, and it changes the entire satiety picture. Your hunger is not a weakness. It is not a willpower problem. It is a hormone. Specifically, it's the balance between two hormones, one that tells your brain you're full, and one that screams that you're starving. Most breakfast foods suppress neither. They spike insulin, burn fast, and leave you hungry before lunch. When you eat 3 whole eggs cooked gently, with a small amount of healthy fat, ghee, half an avocado, something different happens. A satiety hormone is triggered. It sends a signal up your vagus nerve directly to your brain's hunger center. And that signal says, we have protein, we have fat, energy has arrived. Stand down people who do this for even one day consistently report the same thing. They don't get hungry at 10 o'clock. The 11 o'clock coffee and something craving doesn't show up. By midday, they realize they haven't thought about food once. Not because of discipline, because of a hormone that was simply never triggered before. And there's a downstream effect that matters just as much when you've already met your body's protein threshold in the morning. Something called appetite recalibration kicks in. The brain stops scanning for nutrients. The drive toward processed, sweet, or high-calorie foods later in the day gets noticeably quieter. You didn't white-knuckle your way through the afternoon. Your biology just didn't ask for it. Now here's the hormonal picture that ties all of this together, because this is where fat actually gets released. Insulin and glucagon, two hormones, two completely opposing jobs. Insulin stores, glucagon releases. When one goes up, the other comes down. That is not a metaphor. That is actual biochemistry. Every time you eat carbohydrates, insulin rises sharply, glucagon drops. Your body's entire orientation shifts towards storage and protection. Fat cells receive a clear signal: stay closed. When you eat protein and fat with no carbohydrates to speak of, insulin rises only slightly enough to handle the mild amino acid load and settles quickly. Glucagon climbs in the absence of a glucose spike, and glucagon has one primary target. It begins unlocking fat cells and releasing them into circulation to be burned. 3 properly prepared eggs with nothing but healthy fat alongside them, no toast, no juice, no cereal, sets this hormonal stage. The body wakes up into an environment where glucagon is in charge, where fat is accessible, where the morning, for once, actually works for your metabolism instead of against it. Here's how to run this experiment yourself tomorrow. Cook 3 whole eggs gently. Yolks runny or just barely set, not gray, not dry. Add a small amount of butter, ghee, or avocado. Remove everything starchy from the plate. If you want volume, add leafy greens, cucumber, or a handful of fermented vegetables. Then go about your morning. At some point, and most people notice this clearly, you will realize you haven't thought about food in hours. Your energy will feel unusually clean. No mid-morning spike and crash. No 11 a.m. desperation snack. Just a quiet, sustained clarity that's completely different from what most mornings feel like. Your body already knows how to burn fat. It always has. It's just been receiving the wrong signal at the wrong time every morning. One day. 3 eggs. Cook them right. Pay attention. The signal you send at breakfast echoes through every hour that follows. Kindly subscribe to Human Circuitry. TV note: this video is for informational purposes only. People with specific medical conditions including diabetes, kidney disease, or age-related dietary restrictions should consult a healthcare professional before making dietary changes.